Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's talk about China's absolutely brutal electric vehicle price war. Right now, for most companies, the goal is just survive. But while almost everyone is burning through billions of dollars, one company just did the unthinkable. It actually turned a profit. While its rivals were setting cash on fire, Chinese EV maker Leapmotor actually posted a profit for the first half of 2025. Now, this number you see, 30 million yuan, it might not seem like a ton of money, but in an industry that's basically one giant cash bonfire, making any profit at all is, well, it's a seismic event.
So the big question is, how on earth did they pull this off? In a market that is just defined by these staggering losses, what is Leapmotor's secret? That's the puzzle we're going to unpack today. So let's get right into it.
Look, this isn't just about a single number on a spreadsheet. This profit, it really marks a turning point. It signals that Leapmotor might have actually found a sustainable path forward, a path that, let's be honest, the rest of the industry is desperately trying to find.
Okay, let's really put this into perspective. In just the second quarter of 2025, Leapmotor booked a profit of 160 million yuan. Now, in that exact same period, a major rival like XPeng lost 480 million. I mean, it's like these two companies are living in completely different financial realities.
So what's the secret sauce here? Well, the answer starts right inside their own factories. It all comes down to a relentless, almost obsessive focus on one single thing: cost. The whole foundation of their success is a strategy they call full in-house R&D. The concept is actually pretty simple, but it's also radical. Instead of buying parts from hundreds of different suppliers, Leapmotor just decided, you know what, we're going to design and build almost everything ourselves.
And just how deep does this strategy go? Well, Leapmotor directly controls a staggering 70% of what it costs to build their cars. Just think about that for a second. We are talking about everything from the core electric powertrain all the way down to the door handles. It is a level of control that their competitors can only dream of.
This completely flips the traditional auto industry model on its head. So while their rivals are stuck juggling these incredibly complex and expensive supply chains, Leapmotor keeps it simple. They use the same parts across 88% of their components, which means they can make them cheaper and faster than pretty much anyone else.
So, here's the crucial part. This is where it gets really clever. This allows them to launch what's called a dimensional reduction attack. Basically, they can pack their affordable mass-market cars with really premium features like LiDAR and totally outflank their more expensive competitors by offering way more tech for less money.
But, controlling costs at home, that's only half the story. Their second masterstroke is how they plan to conquer the entire world without breaking the bank.
They're using this really innovative approach that's perfectly captured by the Chinese phrase, borrowing a boat to go to sea. And the idea is just so simple. Why build your own massive fleet when you can just partner with someone who already rules the waves? And the boat they decided to borrow? It's a battleship. We're talking about Stellantis, the global giant behind brands like Jeep, Peugeot, and Chrysler. For a €1.5 billion investment, Leapmotor gets instant access to a global sales and manufacturing network. It's an absolute genius shortcut to going international.
And this quote from the CEO of Stellantis, wow, it says everything. For decades, Western companies came to China to build cars. Now, for the first time ever, you have a global auto giant basically acting as a distributor for a Chinese startup's technology. The game has truly, fundamentally changed.
So this brilliant business strategy has Wall Street cheering, for sure. But it's also created this really fascinating tension, a kind of dual narrative that pits the view from the trading floor against the view from the driver's seat.
So on one hand, you've got the financial markets. After these results came out, major banks like Citi and JP Morgan were practically falling over themselves to raise their price targets. They declared Leapmotor is in a full-blown profit cycle and that its stock is a buy. But then, there's the actual experience of driving the car. And this is where the story gets, well, a little complicated. While reviewers praise the hardware, they praise the value for the money, the feedback on the software is just, it's brutal. It's called buggy, with driver assist systems that are, and I quote, infuriating and extremely frustrating.
So this creates the core conflict, right? The big debate. You have the bull case, a company that has proven it can make money, it's got new cars coming, it's got a genius global strategy, and then you have the bear case, a profit margin that is razor thin at just 0.12%, and a product experience that still has some really significant undeniable flaws.
So where does Leapmotor go from here? This brings us to the final question. Is this model really, truly built to last? I mean, if you look at the competitive landscape, Leapmotor's strategy of high volume, low price is clearly working. They are at the top of the sales charts, selling way more cars than rivals who are focused on these much more expensive segments. They are winning the volume game, period. And the comparison with XPeng really shows this fundamental split in philosophy for the entire EV industry. Is the fastest path to profit through manufacturing efficiency, like Leapmotor is doing? Or is it through tech and software superiority, like XPeng is betting on? Right now, the scoreboard says efficiency is winning.
So, as we look to the future, these are the key things you gotta watch. Can their new, more expensive models actually sell? How quickly can that Stellantis partnership really scale up? And, critically, can they fix that frustrating software with over-the-air updates?
Which leaves us with this one final critical question. Leapmotor has solved the incredibly difficult puzzle of profitability in the EV wars. But now it faces an even greater challenge. Can it make a car that people truly love to use, not just one that investors love to own? The answer to that is going to define its entire future.